all aboard and get ready for an adventure of the lifetime. You are not going to want to miss this. Hello, my name is Adam Dreismeier, and I'll be your tour guide on a tour through the life of the one, the only, Jaydin Betances. If you would reach into the seat pocket in front of you, I've prepared a convenient tour guide, and we'll go over it now. Our first stop will be her family and friends. Our second stop, we will look at her hobbies and interests. And finally, we'll wrap up the trip with a look at the road ahead for her future plans. Our first stop is right here in Council Bluffs, where Jaydin has lived her whole life. Jaydin has moved around in Council Bluffs a couple times, but Council Bluffs has always been her home. She lives with her mom, her stepdad Ron, and her mom Michelle, and her 3-year-old sister Miley. We also cannot forget about her 4 pets, her 2 dogs Poppy and Daisy, and her 2 cats Meow and Phoenix. Moving on to the brunt of our trip, we arrive in beautiful Colorado, where Jaydin takes her family vacations every summer, and it's a beautiful place. I would highly recommend revisiting after the trip today. But when Jaydin is not on her family vacation or not in school, she works up to 30 hours a week, but as much as she can during the summer at Thunderbolt. And as a kind of side detour story, she tells me that cosmic bowling is just as much fun to watch as it is to play. Moving on to her favorite food, you might think tuna casserole, might have heard of it. That is a negative. Jaydin likes mac and cheese with tuna. It's the best. Can't say I've personally eaten it, but sounds pretty good. And her favorite music that we'll be jamming out to on this trip will be 80s and 90s rock, obviously. The best genre in the world, the classic. And to wrap up our trip, we find ourselves at her plans for the future. Jaydin plans on visiting some childhood friends or some friends from middle school who moved away to Florida after she graduates. However, her future is still quite undecided. She doesn't know where the road may take her, but she wants to enjoy the journey as she goes. To look back at some memorable moments from the trip, we looked at her family and friends, her hobbies and interests, and her future plans that are not quite set in stone yet. Thank you for joining me on my trip, and I hope you revisit all the places that I've been so kind to show to you today.